Well, you know me by now, I like to pay things forward to people, and it's been a while since I did one of these videos where I'm nice to people. And last time I was nice to someone on my channel, it was Satine Phoenix. And since then, everything she's gone on to do has turned into gold-plated orgasms, which I am taking full credit for, obviously. So here's a few YouTubers that I think are pretty rad and that you should go and follow. There'll be links down below. First up, the Articulate Chav. Now, I'm left-wing. I guess I'm a bit too pragmatic though to really project the values of the genuine left. But the Articulate Chav is the real deal. He's a bit of a geezer, even though he's from up north. Won't hold that too much against him. And you know, when I talk about class issues and so on, because I have a plummy middle class sounding accent, even though I'm not really middle class, it lacks some of the gravitas and so on. But he explains these things really well. He shares my frustration with the fact that social justice warriors and so on have dragged attention away from the things that really matter onto what I and Hersey Ali would call trivial bullshit. And he expresses that kind of anger and resentment and those more traditional left-wing values with a focus on class very, very well. So give him a follow, please do. He is criminally undersubscribed, and I was turned on to him by Daisy, who has probably appeared in many of your comment sections down the years and seems to be everywhere. But thanks, Daisy. Sometimes you run into people from your older life, your past life, if you will, doing something completely different, and that's the case with Sister Danger, who is part of the Breakfast Club group here on YouTube, who are also worth watching. But I know her from back in the day, from vampire LARPing and so on, and we never hugely close back then, but I love what she's doing now. We talk a lot more. I think she's worth watching. Plus, she's a real life fairy princess, and you know, you need to be able to say that you've met a fairy princess. She does cool crafting stuff, she does events, she has cute pets, and she talks about issues in a similar kind of way to a lot of people do, but with a slightly different perspective, I think, and enough to bounce ideas off. I had her on a live stream a while back. If you check my live streams, our conversation is probably in there. I'd like to do another one with her sometime, but she's well worth a follow also. Thy Name is Skepticism is a relatively undervalued member of the skeptic community, I think, and she does good stuff, particularly a kind of expose / takedowns, whatever. They're somehow especially cruel because she has a really soft voice that is fundamentally suited to ASMR, but she's really good. And you should definitely subscribe to her and watch her. Plus, she is fucking adorable. Sorry. Gonna Go For It is a relatively new channel from what I can see, or at least a slow growing channel, and that's not entirely fair. They're much more fixed on the atheism side of skepticism, which is nice to see these days when a lot of people have kind of moved on in a way, and they're having all kinds of really interesting conversations and group streams and things on their channel that are well worth a look. And Gonna Go For It himself has that kind of laid back Dutch thing going on, which works really well. It makes him at least seem quite patient and chill, and the blank incomprehension and confusion with which he meets a lot of things that religious people and other cranks say is just precious, really. And lastly, I want to recommend Kazoom. Now, he's come in for a bit of flack related to the whole Kilroy event thing and his attitude towards it. But hopefully, you know, people will show up from the other side and prove him wrong. But otherwise, he's a lovely fella. He really is. He has a lot of interest in kind of old tap, particularly adverts and things. He has a channel for that. Sometimes he talks about that on his main channel. He does talk about social issues and so on, but he's backed off a bit from that. But he's basically just a big, lovely, naked, gay, cuddly bear Santa, and I always appreciate the kind of warmth that he projects. He's just a nice kind of usually chill guy to watch, and I like his perspective on things. I just think he's a nice bloke. That's what it comes off him, and there's precious little of that online, and I don't exactly help with what I do. But these are all the people that I recommend you follow, and I hope you do. Zang. Old Fat Punks is part caper, part comedy, part nostalgia, and part commentary. It follows three aging punks as they build themselves up for one big, nihilistic last hurrah. You can buy Old Fat Punks at Amazon, Drive-Thru Fiction, or Lulu.com. Follow the links below or search on those sites.
Crunchy bass, nutty bass, buttery biscuit bass, acid bass, smack around the face. I like the buttery biscuit bass, hard bass, soft bass, buttery biscuit bass. I like the buttery bass. I like the